I always felt that working out with the coaches is the
Yeah.
number one way to build
Hmm.
trust, because they're in there working out, and that's typically when you're kind of just talking about different stuff. And most importantly, when they're working out, you can help them do whatever they're doing, and then you start explaining
Hmm.
why, and then all of a sudden they start feeling good and they start doing better, and that's then where that trust is built. So I've always felt that's the way to go, when it comes to that. But whether it's lifting with them, whether it's getting into meetings, going to get food, whatever, just build that trust and build that communication, because then you do get to understand each other. And then from there,
Hmm.
your big thing is to he was highlighting the fact of coach the coaches. So, and Chris, we kind of did this toward the end here where we were doing the symposiums for the coaches. You're
Hmm.
giving them education pieces, you're explaining the whys of your program, things like that. So then the coaches understand your whys, and they're learning the better habits and the better things to do. Like that's something that I'm going to take away, and I'm going to do a better job of giving educational materials out to our coaches, and at the very least offer different times, and whether it's once a month, once, twice a semester, once a season, I don't really know, but offer basically a symposium like we did at Liberty. And whether or not the coaches come, who knows? And if it's only one coach that comes, that's great. That's
Yeah.
fine with me. And I am happy to sit there and pour into that program. Because as long as a coach shows effort to me that they want to
Hmm.
improve and that they want their program to be better, I'll do anything you want. It's coaches that are never around and don't ask questions and then show up last minute that I don't necessarily want to help so much. But if I've got a good relationship with you
Hmm.
and you're showing that you're wanting to learn, then we'll be good. Which I did. Again, I did like that a lot. And then his next point, and Chris, you kind of get into this with hockey, and I attempt to get into it with some other sports, of getting involved at all levels of the program. So that starts, we have our physical prep, but trying to get involved with tactical prep, with, well, not necessarily tactical, with technical prep, and potentially tactical if you are really that knowledgeable in a sport. But more so, Zach, in his baseball example, was, he now does the throwing programs for their kids. And he started doing that by taking the developmental kids that weren't playing and writing their throwing programs, because the coach let him do that. And then, he got a semester, and long story short, he did a great job. And then now he does all the throwing programs and biomechanics and that type of stuff. So now I've raised my value. I've built my trust. I'm just more valuable to the program and what I'm doing. Uh, and then last, his big thing was really is just communicate, over communicate. Uh, and he does once a week emails to the coaching staff, just talking about everything
Hmm.
going on in the program, or just like a highlight of, hey, this kid's doing a good job. These two kids weren't. This is going on. This has happened in the weight room, but I'm handling it. And he was making the point of, the head coaches are the CEOs of the program, and they've got to they need all the information they can get to then make decisions on who's on the team, who's off the team, especially when it comes down to scholarship money and that type of stuff. Because if a kid's not doing all the extra stuff they're supposed to do and doing it in the way that you want, then just don't let them be on the team. So those were those big things for me. I don't know if you guys got some extra thoughts.